Hey kids! Welcome to Hiatus Lesson Green Level Week 5. Wow, I really hoped we'd be back in the classroom by now, but not quite yet. I hope you all are enjoying your time at home and keeping up with your studies online. Today we're going to start with phonics review. Okay, so for our phonics review lesson today, we're going to start working on two-letter sounds. Okay, so English has 26 letters in the alphabet, but there are more than 26 sounds in English. So, how do we make those extra sounds? We put two letters together, and those two letters create a brand new sound. It's just like if we take D and a small yo, it doesn't sound D-yo, it sounds like dio. Okay, in English we do the same thing. We can put two letters together and they create a new sound. We don't read each one, we have to see them and read them together as one. Okay, our first one is Okay, this is very, very common in English. Okay, we have an elephant and a ring, but we don't read them separate. Those two letters together, we read Your tongue is in the back of your mouth. Okay, Okay, let's take a look at a word. Okay, here we've got at. Okay, before we read the vowel, we go back to the beginning and read mat, and then the last two are together, matter. Okay, let's move on. Next we have C and H, but we don't read it kh. C and H together sounds like cha. Okay, and the word we're going to read is ick. Now notice we have k, cat, and k, key. When we have two letters that have the same reading, we read them only once. So it's not ick, it's ick. Okay, one more time. Ick. Now before we read the vowel, we have to go back to the beginning, and we have to see these two letters together as one. Ick, chick. And continue. Ick, chick, chicka, chicken. Okay, so CH makes ch. Okay, next, let's take a look at PH. P and H. Okay, we don't read them separately like paha. Instead, we read them together and it sounds like fa. The same sound as F. Okay, fa. Let's take a look at a word. L, ella, elef, elefa, elefan, elephant. One more time. L, ella, elef, elefa, elefan, elephant. PH we read as fa. Next we have TH. The way we read TH is a little bit difficult for Japanese students because we don't have this sound in Japanese. To make this sound, what you do is you bite your tongue. If you don't bite your tongue between your teeth, you cannot make this sound. So stick out your tongue and bite it and say th or th. Okay, we can read it either way. Th or th. Our word is in, ink. Go back to the beginning. Think. and then ER as one sound, I, in, ink, think, thinker. Our next two-letter sound is SH, but we don't read it SH, we read it sh. Sh. Okay, and let's take a look at our word. Oh, this is interesting. If you look carefully at this word, you can see that it's actually made of two different words. Okay, in this case, it's usually easier to break it up into two pieces and read each piece separately and then put them together. Okay, so let's try that. We have E, L. Now, before we read the next letter, let's go back to the beginning. Shell. Okay, so remember that part. Shell. Now the second half, I, ish, and fish. When we put the two parts together, we get shellfish. Okay, let's read it one more time. E, L, shell. Okay, move to the second part. I, ish, fish, and together, shellfish. Great. Okay, the last two-letter sound we're looking at today is N and G. N, G. N and G make one sound, and the sound is ng. Ng. It's not ng, it's ng. Ng. And our word is I, ing, go back to the beginning, sing, singer, singer, singer. Now most Japanese people read that as singer. No, that's not right. The N and G, it doesn't have a G sound. It's ng. So one more time. I, ing, sing, singer, singer, singer. No G sound. Okay, next on our program we have puppet theater. Mom, do you have anything to eat? Are you hungry? Yes, I'm starving. Would you like a rice ball? Yes, please.
Let's watch it again.
Mom, do you have anything to eat? Are you hungry? Yes, I'm starving. Would you like a rice ball? Yes, please.
This time, you take the part of Mom.
Mom, do you have anything to eat? Yes, I'm starving. Yes, please.
Let's try it one more time with no hints.
Mom, do you have anything to eat? Yes, I'm starving. Yes, please.
This time, you take the part of Jenny.
Are you hungry? Would you like a rice ball?
Let's try it one more time with no hints.
Mom, do you have anything to eat? Yes, I'm starving. Yes, please. Okay, and to finish up today's activities, we have sentence diagramming.
Welcome to Hiatus lesson, green level, sentence diagramming, week 5. Sentence diagramming may be a bit advanced for elementary school students, but it is an excellent way to understand how English is constructed. Today, we're going to continue where we left off last week. Every word in an English sentence is like a tool in a toolbox. Each word serves a purpose. Sentence diagramming helps you understand the purpose of each word in the sentence. This week, we are looking at prepositional phrases. A prepositional phrase is a group of words that begin with a preposition. Prepositions are words like in, on, at that describe where things are. A prepositional phrase acts like an adjective or an adverb. They modify nouns or verbs. Let's look at an example. The man in the corner is playing the harmonica. If we pick out our subject, verb, and object in this sentence, we get man is playing harmonica. We have two articles, the man and the harmonica, and a prepositional phrase. In the corner is the prepositional phrase. It modifies the subject, man, and gives us information about where the man is. My uncle built his house on a hill. Here, our subject, verb, and object are uncle, built, and house. We have two possessive pronouns, my and his, which act like adjectives. And we have a prepositional phrase. On a hill is the prepositional phrase. It modifies the object house and tells us where the house is. My father took the Shinkansen to Osaka. Here, our subject, verb, and object are father, took, and Shinkansen. We have a possessive pronoun, my, and an article, the. Then we have a prepositional phrase. To Osaka is our prepositional phrase. It modifies the verb, took. Where did father take the Shinkansen? He took it to Osaka. Let's look at how we can diagram a prepositional phrase. First, you draw a diagonal line and write the preposition on it. In this case, the preposition in the prepositional phrase is to. Next, you draw a line and write the object of the preposition on it. The object of the preposition is always a noun. In this case, Osaka. This was a simple two-word prepositional phrase, but they can be longer. Here we have a three-word prepositional phrase, in the corner. First, you draw a diagonal line and write the preposition on it, in. Then you draw a line and write the object of the preposition on it. In where? In corner. We still have an article in the prepositional phrase. Draw a diagonal line under the object and write the article on it. You can also have an adjective in a prepositional phrase. That would also go on a diagonal line under the object of the preposition. My uncle built his house on a hill. Let's diagram this sentence. First, you draw a line, write the subject, and draw a vertical line. Following the vertical line, you write the verb. After the verb, you draw a short vertical line. Then you write the object. My tells us whose uncle, so it acts like an adjective and goes on a diagonal line under the word it modifies. His tells us whose house. It also goes on a diagonal line under the word it modifies. That leaves us with the prepositional phrase on a hill. This tells us where the house is, so it modifies the object house. The preposition on goes on a diagonal line under the object. On where? On a hill. Hill is the object of the preposition. It goes on a horizontal line. Finally, we add the article a on a diagonal line under hill. This sentence doesn't tell us which hill, so we don't use the. Let's look at one more sentence. The news about Taro surprised us. Here, the subject is news. The verb is surprised, and the object is us. The article the modifies news. The prepositional phrase tells us which news, the news about Taro, so it modifies the subject, news. The preposition about goes on a diagonal line under news, and the object Taro goes on a horizontal line. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. Let's practice. You're going to see 5 sentences. Please diagram these sentences in your notebook. Pause the video while you are working. 1. Two. 3. 4. 5. All right, how did you do? Let's check our answers. Number 1. We visited Sweden is our subject, verb, and object sentence. The prepositional phrase in August tells us when they visited Sweden, so it modifies the verb visited like an adverb. Number 2. Dog rested head is our subject, verb, and object. The modifies dog. Its tells us whose head, so it goes on a diagonal line under head. The prepositional phrase tells where the head rested, so it goes under the object head. Number 3. Here we have a question. You is the subject, did see is the verb, and man is the object. The prepositional phrase tells us which man. Notice that both the and read modify hat. Number 4. Here we have a sentence with both an indirect and a direct object. So our basic sentence is boy gave me flour. It was a specific boy, so the modifies boy. It isn't a specific flower, just one, so a modifies flower. The prepositional phrase tells us which boy, so it goes under the subject boy. Number 5. Our subject-verb-object sentence is family, bought, house. We're talking about a specific family and a specific house, so we put the articles the under those words. Our prepositional phrase tells us which house, so it goes under the object house. Okay, that is the end of today's sentence diagramming lesson. I hope you have seen how diagramming makes it easy to understand even long English sentences.
Okay, boys and girls, that is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you come back next Friday for our next lesson. In the meantime, have fun, stay safe. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.